Welcome to the Education Innovators Podcast. I'm Eric Byron. This is season 4, and it is my privilege to host this show where I get to talk with thought leaders and experts from all over the world. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get started. Okay. I have been doing this podcast now for over 2 years. So as I start 2026, I just want to take a few minutes and look back on what I've learned talking to so many experts and thought leaders in education. And I guess I should warn you, I get kind of excited about this stuff, so fasten your seatbelts. First, I want to start by just commenting that I started this show. It's like a quest to find innovation in education. And I did this because I was discouraged, honestly, about what I had experienced myself as a teacher and as a consultant advising schools on curriculum and EdTech. Schools seem to be falling further and further behind, and they were slowed by this academic rigor, right? That demands that any new approach go through years of research and peer-reviewed papers before changes to education could be implemented. But after 2 years of doing the podcast, I feel so much more encouraged, and schools really are innovating. They're trying hard to adopt new pedagogies with much more active learning strategies like project-based learning and games-based learning and competency-based learning. I see increasing interest in debate and peer-to-peer learning where teachers are more as facilitators than presenters. I also see much more focus, keeps coming up recently, on the whole student and concerns for mental health and emotional intelligence and critical thinking skills development. I've seen examples of comic books used to teach college-level chemistry to fourth graders, creative sound play that reaches autistic and special needs kids. I've interviewed a compassionate robot that was being used to help children in a post-COVID deal with anxiety and stress. So I've also talked to experts on the show who exalt the benefits of AI tutors, and I've had experts on the show who have, cautioned against the threat of AI on human intelligence. Both sides of that perspective, I guess you could say. So, of course, I've also talked to some amazing folks in the past 2 years about the potential for games-based learning and the benefits of play and playful activities on learning. I've learned that we really don't know how to measure curiosity, but many seem to agree that nurturing curiosity is a critical success factor for improving engagement and students' desire to learn. More to come on that topic, I think. I've learned that there's a systemic problem in education. It holds us back, that slow pace of change I was discouraged about, right? I've also learned that teachers are the solution. Okay, let me say that again. Teachers are the solution. They hold the superpowers, the ideas, the inspirations, and the understanding of what needs to change. Teachers will not be replaced by AI. Let me say that again. Teachers will not be replaced by AI. This is my belief after the study on both sides of that, benefits and threats of AI. They need to be empowered. Teachers need to be empowered to drive the changes that are needed because they understand it, right? Not just in the classroom, but in the whole system, right? The system currently, part of the problem, right? It's based on priorities established centuries ago, really, the industrial age, and they haven't caught up to modern society. So the good news is AI has caused this powerful inflection point, right? It's forcing change. It's uncomfortable and it's stressful and it's dangerous to some degree, but change is necessary. And I believe we're at a critical transition period together that we can drive positive change to the whole system, right? We can rewrite the rules and see higher quality education become accessible to every student. So, My quest continues, and I ask you guys, my listeners, to be brave and be creative. Innovation is hard and it's messy and it requires us to constantly ask what needs to change and why. So, for all those who have subscribed and joined me on this quest, I thank you so much for your commitment to advancing education. Education is the great equalizer. Quality education gives hope and confidence and curiosity. Those who are educated are not powerless and can break free from the suffering and that often afflicts the poor and uneducated. We can wipe out a lot of evil in this world simply by making quality education available to every child. So join me on the quest, hit subscribe. I'm Eric Byron. Thanks for listening to the Education Innovators Podcast. And to all those education innovators out there, keep doing what you're doing. You are making a difference.